Folks, it's that time of year again, where we say goodbye to the old and ring in the new. 3, 2, 1.
What's happening, guys? Lord Beardo coming at you with a brand new video all about the loot. This third raid in the video is going to be the most current loot record in Loot Nation. This is a Covenant title that I am very, very proud to hold. I have held it a couple times in Loot Nation. I believe 3 times I held it in Loot Nation. I usually, once I get it, somebody gets a higher loot raid like within a couple weeks after. That happened to me twice, but I'm currently holding the best loot record in Loot Nation, and that will be the 3rd raid. So I had somebody ask me a question saying, what are the biggest raids that you've seen recently? Now, a couple of these raids, I believe 2 of the 3 have come out before this most recent update, so you can take that any way you want. The loot will change, but just to bring up the concept of loot in Clash of Clans, I've been playing this game for nearly 3 years now, and I've seen prosperous times, I've seen very, very, very bad times. I remember before they did the league bonuses and the loot cart, the loot was really hard to come by. It was quite awful. I do believe we are in some of the most generous times of Supercell. To our benefit, they are struggling for people to play the game, pick the game up, brand new people, and continue to use it and use it and use it and use it. So the die-hard players are getting all of the benefits of that. Faster train times, which means more loot, more playing, which is more loot, and friendly fights and friendly wars, and all that has just brought more and more attention and playing to the game. I think Supercell is doing a great job moving in that direction. However, they had to make the game easier. They had to make the game so people could get more loot and progress their bases. So they have allowed the overflowing of loot, and that is what's happening with some of these monster raids here. I clear out the middle a lot of times with the goblins, especially when you're coming up against rushed bases and bases with when you have your warden. You can heal all these goblins in the middle. Go check out a couple videos I have posted about this raid. It is such a dominant loot army just because of the sheer fact that you're not using dark elixir. It's so heavy elixir of a composition, especially with those goblins. So go check out my previous video all about this army type with the goblins. Anywho, back to the loot and the whole entire revolving door that is Clash of Clans, and that is the transferring of loot. And I feel like the loot has been really good. I gotta say that most people that I know who've been playing the game for a very long time tend to stay in lower leagues. Those that are like grinding it and fighting it, trying to find all the loot, and they're in like Town Hall 10s or high Town Hall 9 players, are constantly in lower leagues. I do think, and I've been promoting this since the moment they gave league bonuses, every single person should be shooting to the roof of their talent to be able to go get those bonuses. Now you can see right here, here is the best loot I have ever seen. Not quite 1 million of each, but very, very close to that 1 million mark on the elixir. I got my goblin raid, I got my earthquakes to open up the middle. Right now I'm just eyeballing up exactly what storages I want to get to, what collectors I want to get to. I know if I spam this army it's going to get chewed up, so I got to be real surgical with it. I send in a couple giants over here on this right hand side, open up some walls, a wizard, 2 wizards, a bowler, and here comes a couple of these goblins ready to suck up all that loot. I throw a heal down inside there just to keep all those troops alive. I don't want to have to put any more attention to this side. I do go ahead and send down that clan castle because I'm coming in from the bottom, and I want that to get started on some of the defenses while the rest of the deployed army begins to catch up behind here. So there it goes. I'll catch them all up with that raid spell. Now I have one front line of all meat shield giants. Unfortunately, the warden didn't touch them, but I go ahead and freeze that inferno, keep all those giants alive a little bit longer. And now here comes over to finish up the rest of the loot on this left-hand side. Now I really wanted to get to that back dark storage, but my king comes up a little short. My heroes just weren't strong enough at that time. I think if I would have had this army and this entire opportunity presented to me right now with my higher heroes, I probably would have been able to get this last 2,000. But you can see right here, guys, I am well into the 2 million mark, and when you go ahead and stack up the league bonuses in Champs 1, it is a 2.4 million loot raid, and that is currently the best loot record in Loot Nation. Come try to break it for yourselves. Peace out, people.